Hello, folks, and welcome back to the FRL Twitch channel. Today we are going to be doing the Kyalami 90 minutes. Right now we are qualifying here at a decently sunny Kyalami, as it's going a little bit dark at the moment. Anyways, folks, I'm here to tell you that it's gonna be a fun race today, hopefully. And hopefully we can expect some good action as we're going to go quickly to our drivers now. Right now we're on board with Jason McGregor in the hybrid academy car. Right now he's going through the last sector, well, coming up to last no, actually no, sorry, my bad, as he accidentally goes into the wall. Now we're on board with Team Tryhard, aka Finnus Bofa. Going through this long right hand corner, roughly speeds around 100, 110, 120 maybe, as they go into braking zone. But yes, as I was saying, should be a good race today, hopefully, and maybe we can expect some a little bit of a jostle on some little bumps to get people to the front of the pack. But anyways, I'll give you some normal info about the circuit today. So Kyalami is a 4.5 kilometre circuit located in Midrand in South Africa, just north of Johannesburg. The circuit has been used for Formula 1 races and also, as we see today, part of the Intercontinental GT Challenge since 2019. Also, it has hosted the Superbike World Championships from 1998 to 2002, and then later on in 2009 to 2010. So we'll be seeing not just a collection of cars on the circuit before, but today we are only seeing GT3s. Your normal in real life lap records in GT3 are roughly around 142s, 142 flats. But our drivers here today seem to be gods, literally, because they might be going for a, maybe, a, I think they might be going for a 140.9, as we've just seen. In the practice server, we did see a 140 flat, but I didn't expect a 140, a 141, sorry, in the practice server they did go a 141 flat, but I didn't expect a 140 at the moment. Which is your pole sit at the moment, Artie, followed by the Lamborghini of McGregor. And now we see Keddy switch to a new car today. He's previously known to race the race the McLaren. But yeah, he's racing the Audi today in this lovely African-themed car. Oh. Crap, we're just going to have to go back to this, folks. Absolutely looking stunning by the livery merchants at FRL. Today's sponsors are Pure Sim Gear, SimGrid, and yeah, Pure SimGrid, Pure Sim Gear, FRL, obviously the league, and yeah, SimGrid. Anyways, folks, right now we're on board with Heddy as he goes down through this fast final sector of the circuit. And I'll pull up some corner names now for you folks, if I can. But anyways, oh, there's been a collision ahead involving another FRL Audi. We will catch up with those in a second, and we get a few going through pit lane. Right now we're on board with Justin Lotus, who is in the 269 BMW, falling behind a Jason McGregor in the 165 Lamborghini. Who's currently in P2. Now Lotus jumps up to P8 to gain the well, to try and make himself within the top 10 as we're going into turn 1 now, getting a wide entry and late one. Not using that curb at the moment, but will do soon in the race, as we're following behind this Lamborghini, who's just gone a little bit wide at the entry. But, well, I'm not the fastest driver around here, and they must be doing something correct if they're getting a 140. Today's race is looking like it's probably going to be a big win for Otti at the moment, because he's 6-7 tenths away from Jason McGregor, who's currently in front of us now, but at the top, 3rd to 7th at the moment, look like a very close race, with all in a tenth, 2 tenths of each other, which should be a good race to see. Hopefully some good overtakes and a big pack for us to see. But anyways, we're seeing him come through Mineshaft now and into the Crocodiles, which is turn 13 and 14. But it should be a very good way to start off the season. Well, not the season, the race, as it's currently 6:15 at night here. Okay. But anyways, we're going to jump on board with Tugbek Badenci. Sorry, I got told by Badenci this tonight after the FRL 2 hours of Spa that his name was not pronounced Badameci, it was Badameci. So I will try and perfect that over the next courses of qualifying, and hopefully through the race, so I can learn it for the future of FRL races. Currently using P12 in the number 11 car, about 1 and 3 tenths away from our pole sitter Otti in the Porsche. But I've noticed that the Audi is quite good round here on raw pace. At least the 2nd gen Audi. I haven't tested this one yet, as the Challengers DLC is quite new to our game here today. But yeah, we're watching him go through. Well, we've just come out the S's and going into Leo Crop, and into turn 11 he goes on his flying lap round this amazing circuit just north of Johannesburg. Now he goes into the Crocodiles, turn 13 and turn 14, and he will make his way up to Cheetah for the first time we see him. Anyways, we're going to switch cars to who's interesting at the moment. We can maybe catch a helicam at the moment with Jonathan Steele, who stole the P2 spot off McGregor in the last 45 seconds of qualifying, as he comes round for his final lap probably of the event here today in qualifying. But I'm going to run you through the corner names. So right now we're going into Le King, as it's called, as it's officially called, and into Crowthorne, which is turn 2. Then we've got Juxgay Sweep as Mr. Jonathan Steele backs out of the lap. We're going to hop on board with Finis Bofa, the 722 McLaren, which looks amazing around Spa. Yeah, he's going into Crowthorne now, and the Juxgay Sweep, which is turn 3 and turn 4. Now he's going to Barbecue now, turn 5, and he. Oh, we can't get any drivers that have not quit this lap, but this one isn't going to quit the lap as he goes into Barbecue now. And takes a wide-ish line, but like I said, I'm not the best of drivers around here. But turn 6 now is Sunset, which is he going to get through quick and calm, touching the curb there, and using not much of the runoff as he goes into Clubhouse now, and it's going to be leading towards the S's for his final time in this qualifying session. But then we will see him going to Liucop, which his turn 10, and after that is turn 11, which will try and give him a bit of a push off the track, as we can see right now, as these cars will be going down to mineshaft, but this Porsche looking amazing going down to mineshaft and through to the crocodiles. But Kenan in the number 10 Porsche is going to make his way up to Cheetah, and is he going to take too much of that curb? Just about makes it as he goes in the pits. But that turn there would be Ingwe for you folks there. So now we've had our track guide, a very disorganised track guide. Here our folks can see that it's going to be a solid race for our folks here, as we see all the cars just casually making the way. So anyways, our P1 for today's race, if I can try and get to it, is T. Otti, followed by Jonathan Steele and Jason McGregor. After that we have Keddy and Lotus in P5, followed by Ekmir. And in P7 we have Coe in the 701 McLaren. In P8 we have sorry if I mispronounce names tonight, but I'll try and make my best use of them. But we have Castaresh in the 789 Ferrari, followed by Gardby 2022 BMW. Followed by that, rounding out your top 10 is Cuttrail in the 985 McLaren, and Cremona starting off your double digits, as I like to call it, the official double digits, not just number 10, in the Honda 993, followed by Banamechi in the number 11 Audi, as that livery that he has on right now. I'll try and see if I can get a close-up of that in a second now. Yeah, same one that Kenny is running now. Looks beautiful. Then we do have Mr. Nerik in the 87 Bentley, followed by Myberg in the 526 BMW, followed by Matteli in the 46 McLaren, and Guaglio in the 20 Lamborghini. Then we have T. Bofa in the McLaren 772, followed by DeLuca in the BMW, and then we have FRLACC in the number 8. Then we have Zilenko in the 404 McLaren. Let me just quickly get down the script of drivers here today, as it's going to be a tight grid. Then we do have Zilenko, if I haven't covered him already, and Zik in the Porsche 10. Then we do have Bovic in the 333 Porsche, and Olmedo in the 54 BMW, that nice track racer limb, I believe. M. Mayer in the 79 BMW, and hold on, let me just get to that screen. Yes, I can. Then we have Frangic in the 899 Audi, and Mayer. Oh wait, I've already covered Mayer. Kun in the 555 as our leaders start to make their way, and Gartner in the 44 BMW in P27. P28 we have Xander, followed by P29 Bashi. In P30 we also do have Ringston and Nikolai in P31. Our last but not least is Bauber in the 77 BMW, but he looks like he might make his way up the grid today, as we will go to the front of our pack here today at Kyalami, as we see all these cars lining up to get their formation lap gone, and as our pole sitter goes through barbecue, stacking up the grid now, as we can see a pack and an absolute huge what other names can we call them, a flock of cars, which is known for just been mesmerising at the moment in time. We're going to look on the formation lap. I believe that we can see a few little cheeky bumps, even though collisions are turned off here on ACC. We can see a few little nudges going forward and back, and hopefully it should be good. But tonight, folks, we are here for only FRL, and we should be down for a good race, as these folks are just making their way round the lap to get to the rolling start for the start of the race. But yeah, folks, it's currently 28 degrees on the track as it approaches nightfall, as the cars have been told to turn the lights on, as the number 69 Porsche is making his way up to Leeuwenhoek and is making his way down the hill. We'll move back the pack and going to go on with board with Marco Kenny, the Swiss driver for the FRL racing team, our more further up the field driver here today, on board with the FRL team, followed by Lotus, who's in the BMW, who's just following behind, as we see another BMW shoot up the pack and now brakes quite early, and we see an absolute ride of cars come through. We're going to get a good view of the start here today. Ignore this, folks. I'm just going to make sure we get a brilliant start here today at Kyalami, as I'm going to make sure we can see them correctly. And they're all coming around the final corner now for the start of the race here at Kyalami. 1 hour and a half ready to go. 5 past 7, and the lights are going to go green in a second, which is going to be green light. Now they go down to the first corner, which is the kink, but then to the second one, as we're going to go on board with our race leader Tom Otti, as he's getting down the inside. The Lamborghini goes as the BMW is left on the outside. There's no crash in the background, but we're going to focus on Keddy, which is focused on the third. Now he's trying to make a move up to the front as McGregor steals the lead from the Porsche. Through barbecue they go, and down into sunset, which it is doing right now. Keddy is on the inside of that Porsche. He's getting awfully worried. A little bit of door banging, and the Porsche goes a little bit out wide there, leaving Keddy to go down the inside, allowing the BMW as well to hopefully get down. The leaderboard's having a little bit of a fit right now. Keddy's on the outside, a little bit of a door bang, and the BMW of Steel is trying to make his way through the pack, as our race leader McGregor has just made his way through and is leading the pack, well, obviously, but is just leaving everybody. As Keddy's with a battle with the BMW of Eichmer, as he gets punted, and Keddy gets spun, and he's left to hang as he gets punted again. We're going to quickly go on board with our race leader. There's a carnage, which we might see a lobby restart here today, but probably not, as Otti is falling behind by 1.5 seconds as the BMW of Steel catches him up. I want to go back to the further of the pack and see Coe in the 701, McLaren just escaping the 789 Ferrari and the 526 BMW into we go. But where else? As Gardby is in the background. Is this going to call for a server restart, or as we see a BMW just go flying off there? Eichmer comes into the pits. Has he got damage? Or is he taking his first pit stop, as we can see him just cruising down the pit lane? I think some of these drivers are going to... I think he's coming in for his pit stop. As we're going to go down to the near front of the pack. If you have any requests on who to view at the moment in time, we're going to go on board with Myberg in the 526 car. But anyways, folks, we're having a look here, and the BMW is just making his way slowly through the pack as we're going to go further back with the Audi of Keddy, who might be a star driver here today at Kyalami. Don't remember, when the sign-ups open for the driver of the day, make sure you hit the Discord link and go down there to vote for your driver of the day. It's in the driver of the day channel. Hopefully one of the admins will open that up at the end of the race, as Keddy's making his way through Mineshaft right now, with a nice view of the McLaren behind him of Guaglio in the 20, as the Porsche sends down the inside but backs out a little bit, but it's still there. Lambo's on the outside, and for Cheetah, what are they going to do? The Porsche going to yield the place, as we're going to go back to the front with our top three, which this is awfully confusing because it looks like our things are just having a little bit of a seizure, as we see P1 has escaped by nearly 3 seconds from the Porsche there, as he's flying, as you can see in the background, going into barbecue, coming out now, as the BMW gets a little bit squirrely on the back, coming from that absolute Porsche now. 6 tenths off, it roughly is. We can get another update on that now, more live standings, as 2 tenths now on the back of the Porsche. Looks like he may be faster, as we can just see him edge towards that Porsche now, but it may be a bit of a push for him to get it done on this lap, as we have 1 hour and 25 minutes left of this race. But the pack's starting to settle down a bit, even though everybody's just over a second or under it now, as the 789 Ferrari is going through Mineshaft now in a casual manner. We're going to get a nice TV view of our drivers here today at Kyalami, following the McLaren here today, is the 789, and Amir's doing a great job here in P5, and there's a BMW span in the background. Can we get another view on that? He's just Myberg in the 526 has really done a not a good job, and he's just heating the tyres up now, as he's fallen back possibly to around P17. Is he going to get back on track before that? As there's another car spinning in the background, which is the Audi of Ringston, von Ringston, in the 365 of the Denmark person. The Danish person, sorry. My brain had a little moment there. Bademchi is in P11. I mean, not P11. Bademchi is in P22, as he's... Oh, there's an accident of Mayer and another BMW of, I believe, Lotus, as we can see now in the Ping Hybrid Academy 1. Anyways, we're going to go through to near our front of the field, or maybe we might stick this with this McLaren of Zilenko of the 404, which is on the bumper of Boffa, Finis Boffa, who's they're going through the S's now, using all that curb is the 404, going into Leeuwenkamp. Maybe little nudge on that bumper then, but leaving the 722 out to dust and out to dry, as they've pulled a massive gap on the cars behind. We're going to go back to our battle for P3, hopefully, as Tom Otti has been overtaken for P2, as we could clearly see that Steele at the moment in this race was a bit quicker, especially with those new tyres that they've both got, but Steele managed to make it work more, so hopefully later on in the race the Porsche can hopefully pit in for some new tyres and get that undercut advantage, or something along those lines, as we all like to see. And the leader here is just under 4 seconds ahead, as you can just see him go around Sunset now. And Jonathan Steele follows now through the corner, making a wide line is Tom Otti as well into the braking zone now. another wide line. We're going to go on a bit of a... Who should we look at, chat? Who's looking interesting for some overtakes? I think Loris Guaglio in the number 20 Lamborghini, who's following that McLaren like it's the last lap of the race. I don't know how to explain how tight this may be for the battle for the lead, but it could be a astonishing one, as we will see him go up to Leo Cop, following that McLaren, and the BMW is behind him. Was that a cheeky little flash then? Did I just see? Anyways, I think he might have some damage, that BMW behind, so that might be the issue. But anyway, they're going through mineshaft now. We're going to go on board with the Porsche in the hood cam. Right now, we will see them go up to Cheetah as they just come out the crocodiles. And the Porsche goes not wide and stays on the track as he goes into braking zone now, following that BMW behind. Can he get a good exit onto the straight? As hopefully we can see some more action come up in a sec, as the Porsche trails him behind. As we're going to go on board with Tom Ottey here today at the Kyalami circuit. Steele's currently got the fastest lap and is catching our race leader, I believe on the last lap, by just under 4 tenths. But anyways, folks, we're going to go on board with the 46 McLaren, which is Mattioli, following that Lamborghini right on the bumper, giving it a little bump as well, and he allows the BMW, the Porsche and the lower Porsche go through for that P10 position. We're going to jump on board with them here now, as the Porsche is just getting a tight run into Leo Cop as they're following the Lamborghini. A tight move for that P9 position. And the P10 position that BMW does, as the Porsche follows now into mineshaft, as they go now through these spectacular corners and looks for a overtake down the inside and forces BMW wide, not on purpose but by pure mind games, as he takes the P9 spot in the Gulf themed Porsche. Coming out of Igrui, as we're going to go on board with our P10 spot. Actually, no, we're going to go along with Guagliolo in the number 20 Lamborghini, who's got that little bit more top end down the straight, but doesn't make too much effect as they go into braking zone now. They both brake. The BMW's gone a bit later, but will he get a bad exit out of this corner, as the Porsche behind is looking for another opportunity to strike a move on this 20 Lamborghini. As the Porsche goes wide, goes onto the grass and the sand, and is forced to give the positions back to the Lamborghini and the BMW, as the Lamborghini goes down the inside now, as they both stay clean through these corners at the Kyalami racing circuit here today at just north of Johannesburg. Guagliolo is just on the outside. He can't do much here through the S's, as he's followed by that Porsche and the McLaren. But hopefully, who else can make a move then? The 404 McLaren going around the outside might be an ultimate move for him, as he allows the Porsche to go down the inside for the entrance to mineshaft, as they're coming up to that now. And the positions have been updated, as the 235 is battling, as the McLaren has to yield the position, which allows the other McLaren of Finis Bofa to make his way through the pack here today at Kyalami, as the Porsche just give the Lamborghini a little bit of a touch there, and they're both going wide, allows the cars to go through the middle. And oh, that's a bit of a squeeze there from the BMW and the Porsche. of the Team EOS car of DeLuca. Flashing, there goes. And the BMW tries to make it free wide. Is that going to be a clip? There's a little bit of nudge from the... I'm just trying to find Finis Bofa here today at the circuit, as he seems to have made his way through the pack a little bit, as the BMW's got a little bit of damage. We can see. Where is Finis Bofa? Where is Finis Bofa? I mean, it seems to have been a bit back, as he's just struggling a little bit in the 722 car, following everybody. And there's been a collision with the FRL car of looks like Medemchi. Sadly, he might have a lot of damage from that and may be forced to go to the pits, which is unfortunate to see. But anyways, we're going to go on Helicam with... who should we go on board with Helicam? Guaglio in the Lamborghini looks very interested in a potential fight for the top 10 today, as we've seen them all go through the pack. We're going to go potentially to P10, who is chasing down that BMW now for that P9 spot, as he goes through the pack into down the main straight. They go through the King, as they call it here at Kyalami. Ooh, a Porsche on the front row, yes. Look how that one turned out, sadly. But we're just going to see the Porsche just falling behind a little bit, but still keeping his ways towards the BMW now, as Coutrail has made his pit stop, but it's a lap behind it looks like, or that's what it's saying on the camera. I want to go back to Guaglio, who's in the Lamborghini. He's just falling behind a bit, but there's a pack behind, which is part Finis Bofa, part Cremona, and a part Myberg, and also Lotus, who had some damage from earlier on this race. I'm going to go on board with Lotus now, and we can get all the action from the back, as the number 8 BMW has got a penalty, and we'll be expecting to hear from that from Dell soon. I'm just trying to get some info from Dell about the penalties for car number 8 in the BMW, as he's getting overtaken by the... well, he just got overtaken by the Porsche. But we're going to go back to the thing and see what else is interesting around the circuit, as we just see Steele goes a little bit a bit loopy on the exits of Sunset. So HCO and A Dezavofric in the BMW have got a penalty around 15 seconds. We'll expect maybe some info on that soon, hopefully. But we're going to go back to our who was it that's in a fight now? Adin Dezavoric, who's just behind the Porsche now as they go through the S's, which will be a good standing point to see how will the exit be for him. He needs to make his way forward in the pack, because he's got a 15-second penalty, and he'll be forced to take that position from the Porsche as he goes a bit wide. But we'll need a bit of a pull down the straight into mineshaft and through mineshaft to get a good entry, and he goes for the overtake, but it doesn't make it happen. But the Porsche is forced to go wide by pure mind games here at Kyalami as they go through Cheetah now. The Porsche runs wide onto the grass, forced to get back on as quick as possible, otherwise he's going to lose time. Porsche goes a little bit wide as well. but used all the curb, and down into turn 1 they go. Well, my turn 1 is what I like to call the Crowthorne. Now, as they go for an interesting battle, the Porsche keeps its front spot as they both use that curb there at the exit as they're going through Barbecue now and through down to Sunset. They've got a lot of time to make up on the leaders if they want to get any closer, which I doubt at the moment they'll be thinking of that, because they want to fight for battles, as the number 10 Porsche is just focused purely on keeping that spot here today. But anyways, we're gonna go back down back down the pack. As who was that? That was the Porsche of Nico Lick. Which we're gonna go back down to Finis Bofa, who seems to be on a run today. But maybe it might not be working in his favour, as the BMW of, I believe that's Lotus, who has just made his way through the pack. But anyways, who's that? That's just spawned. That is a Honda. Hold up, let me just try and find that one for you. Who was that Honda? Let's play that game. Cremona, I believe. He's the only Honda that is here today, and it's the only one that's brave enough to race it around here. Here today. But anyways, I hope, folks, that you're enjoying the action here today at Kyalami, and I hope my commentating isn't too bad for you folks, as we see the BMW come through the final corner and following Finis Bofa down the straight. We're going to go aboard with Myberg as they go through the King and down to Crowthorne. Into the braking zone they now go. Is the exit going to be good enough for Myberg to make a decent enough entry to it? As we're going to see who's made the pit stop today. So Cutrail, Bademci and DeLuca, followed by Nairek and Borba seem to have made a pit stop so far in this race. So they're going to play the long game on tyres, hopefully, and may gain some spots even though they had some damage earlier on. So it's like a double penalty for them, really, if they're having to pit early and have got damage previously. So we're going to go back to the top. Oh, as we see Bademci just spin it, that was very unfortunate for him. As we'll go back to our can we go back to our top spot here today at Kyalami, as I'm just going to quickly save the replay so I can get some good photos for the drivers later on today here at Kyalami, as Jason McGregor leads the pack today at Kyalami. Well, like I just said, I feel a bit stupid in saying that again, but yeah, he's leading the pack perfectly today, roughly around 4.5 tenths ahead, 4.5 seconds ahead of everybody here today, as Jay Steele first of all, sorry for that quick yawn. But anyways, folks, while it's dying down a little bit, or is it dying down a little bit, as the 404 is making his way onto the BMW, we're going to go even further back to Myberg if we can, who's following Finis Bofa and Xander in the 991 and the 722. And Maya seems to be looking for an interesting fight against Olmedo, if I'm correct in saying. I'm going to go in Helicam for this, folks, so you can get the premium action here today. But anyways, here they come now, going through Sunset, looking for potential opportunity, as the BMW runs a little bit wide, Olmedo, as he tries to do the switchback, which allows the McLaren to gain a little bit more time on him. Now the BMW's got an inside line, as they're both coming door to door, bumper to bumper, wing to wing, coming out in the S's they go. And we're going to go on board with Olmedo, the Spaniard, who's in the TR virtual racing car, has the 2 wide throughout this whole section, and that little exit allows Myberg to get that extra pace coming out, as we're going to see them come through Mineshaft and into the Crocodiles. We see a little flame from that BMW, which are on board with, looking for a good exit out of Cheetah and into the final corner. As we can see, he is using TC2. That's interesting. Quite low, but as the track is optimum and it's edging towards night, that's probably not too bad if I was driving. But again, I'm not the fastest driver around here or any track. Anyways, we're on board with Kun, and he's just making his way through the first sector and through Barbecue now, as they come out, and that Bentley's looking for a fight, if I'm correct. Yeah, it is a Bentley there behind, but yeah, he's looking for a fight. As we're going to go further back and probably go to Bedemshi, unless if Kenny's near the front. Yeah, Kenny in the Audi, looking for a scrap with this this McLaren as they go down into turn 1. Here he comes. Is that Kenny I see? Marco Kenny, potentially looking for the inside. No, he leaves it late. He's going to let the McLaren be in P4 for one more lap, I think, before he's going to go for an overtake. It was a lucky start for Kenny, as he got damage on the start. But hopefully he can make a way back now, as he's on the bumper. Can we go on board with him? Yes, we can. Oh, he leaves him to go. Maybe can Kenny up his confidence a little bit more, as he sends him down the inside. The McLaren cuts him off. If Kenny didn't yield that position, maybe there wouldn't have been the accident, and maybe these two FRL cars, the Audi of Kenny and the Ferrari, might help each other if they both catch up. So maybe a little bit of a NASCAR manoeuvre, even though we're racing GT, as they come into the braking zone of Leo Carp and going to be going down to turn 11 and turn 12, which is Mineshaft. But anyways, folks, how are you folks today? Are you alright? I am your host today, which is Ollie, aka NMR Porsche, on the Discord server. Don't worry, folks, I'll be covering the whole 1 hour and 30, even though we are already about half an hour through it, about coming up to a third done of this race, as Kenny's trying to make a manoeuvre again down into turn 2, or turn 1 as I like to call it, really, on the rear bumper of the McLaren. He forces him to go around the outside. Late brakes applied here, and the McLaren still gets the better exit, but it still allows Kenny to be on the back of the McLaren, using that as entrances very well. A little bit of a bump as they go down the straight now. We're going to get a nice helicam if my thing's going to work. No, it's not. We're going to have to just do that quickly. We're going to see the Ferrari coming up in the background. Look at that massive send down the inside to gain those seconds, really, from that Ferrari, as he goes there. As our leaders, just a quick update on them, is our leaders gaining some more time on P2, despite having the fastest lap. Even though Kenny's going to make a manoeuvre, maybe, as he leaves and go around the outside, maybe. But no, Kenny's going to spin him by... Oh no! But the defending by the Audi is going to... the attacking by the Audi is going to probably not pay off that easily. As that mistake there. As he leaves for an inside mover. As if McLaren's being very aggressive. Probably, for my liking, too overly aggressive on the racetrack. If we had a co-host, he would probably say... Agreed, same, as the McLaren runs a little bit wide onto the grass, allows Kenny to gain a little bit of time, not too much, but really allows the Ferrari to latch onto the back. As Kenny goes onto the rumble strips there, gaining all time they can possibly get. For potential overtaking to turn 1. Kenny looks down on the outside. Later, he fakes the McLaren into a an inside manoeuvre, but allows himself to get a good entry onto Barbecue, which goes down the inside. Is Kenny gonna do it? No, the McLaren closes on him, but that still allows Kenny to get a good exit, but not really anymore because Kenny runs a little bit on the grass. As the Ferrari's backed off a little bit, which he might be expecting another crash, is Amir, in the Ferrari. We're going to see Kenny just trying to make every little ground, as this is a brilliant fight from both of these drivers. Probably a little bit on the rough side, but still an amazing scrap here today at Kyalami. But anyways, folks, we're going to see Kenny make manoeuvres up to Newcop as really closes the gap on the McLaren. I bet the McLaren really got scared last time they came around this corner. As we have 1 hour and 1 minute left of this race, that will be plenty of time for Kenny to make a manoeuvre on the McLaren, which Kenny's clearly faster at the moment of this race. And Co's got a 15-second penalty, so maybe Co is trying to keep his place too much, which allows Kenny to give a little bit of a bump, but still gets a good exit down the main straight. This Audi should have rockets of pace coming down the main straight. As you can see, it closes the gap. Round the outside, is that the possible manoeuvre? Is McKenny going to squeeze him? Yes, he's going to squeeze him. That'll leave Kenny to go around the outside, possibly round Crowthorne. And is that going to give a good entry for Kenny? Yes, it will. That leaves that McLaren out to dry as the Ferrari's catching up, as you can clearly see through the background. McLaren doesn't know what to do anymore, as he doesn't run wide at all and onto the curb. He's just starstruck as Kenny's already pulled away roughly around 7/10 through this first sector. As the Ferrari goes wide, goes onto the rumble strips, we're going to catch up with that Ferrari. Hopefully it's alright, and hopefully hasn't lost time to P7 in the Porsche, which is making his way through sunset now. No, that's not the Porsche, folks. This is the Porsche who's gone through Barbecue. So the 789 FRL car must be alright by sure. Look there. I'm gonna see what other battles there are on track, as Kenny's just obliterated this one. Another look behind us to see the BMW of there's a FRLACC trying to, oh no, that's the wrong BMW, am I correct? That's the BMW of Gardby, who's going to get lapped and is 4 laps behind. I know he had an accident, and is trying just to keep up with the pack so he doesn't get lapped anymore. We're going to go on board with the number 8 BMW car, who's using a nice blue and neon lime, lime stripe down the middle as they go through Crocodile now. But anyways, folks, so far it's been a good race here at Kyalami at this astonishing circuit, as the BMW is just flashing him, trying to distract him on the straight, which I don't know if it's going to play to his favour, as the gap edges a little bit more and more each minute here. Here going down to turn 2, the poor BMW brakes so late. He just misses his opportunities, allows P11 and P12 of the McLaren and Porsche to catch up to him. And now, as they're going through Barbecue, now as we're going to skip to that Porsche and Porsche, Lamborghini and McLaren fight. We're going to try and see if we can get a nice hood cam, as they're struggling to leave room, these two. But it's a great fight. Oh, it's going to go, and the Porsche hits the Lamborghini. Porsche hits Lamborghini, but allows Lamborghini to gain a place as Tugberg, aka Bademchi, has said, well, that's it for me, as he sadly crashes out the race. Hopefully he's alright now, and hopefully he can join us in the Twitch chat if he is here at 25 minutes past 8 here in the UK. I'm not sure where you guys are in the world, but please drop it down in the Twitch chat if you would like to, and let us know where you're from. But anyways, folks, I'm going to go back on the Helicam, which just seems to be my favourite camera at the moment, here at Kyalami. I want to go on board with Myberg, who's falling down Finis Bofa for that P14 spot in the race for the championship of the Kyalami Cup. Well, I don't know how that one made sense, but Myberg's on the back of the McLaren, probably getting a little bit too close for my liking, at least. Down. Oh, the McLaren brakes so late that I might take notes of that one for when I next race round here, because he did pull that off so smoothly, especially in the McLaren as he goes wide. Finis Bofa does a little sim twitch and yields the place, but loses it in a bit of a sad moment for him, as he's trying to make his way through some hard battles here today, but yeah, it's not going too well for him at Kyalami, as we have 55 minutes left of this race. Well, 55 and a half minutes left of this race, so just over a third, probably a bit more than that, of this race gone. Well, folks, we're back here today, and looks like within our top 11 we've got 4 penalties, which ain't good, to be honest. Let's be real, ain't good for our folks here today. But hopefully they can gain some traction and literally go from the rest of the pack here today, so the penalties don't count too much for them. Even though fair penalties mean fair racing. As the 789 is just following this McLaren that had a really good scrap with Keddy, but it's going to be a bit of a hassle for the 789 as they're both on similar pace, and the McLaren just runs onto the grass a little bit. We're going to go back to who can we run back to? This nice Porsche here today, as we're going to go to that rear view cam. But right now they're going down to turn 1. In the Porsche he goes. Is Kaverdzik, followed by the BMW of I think that might be Gardby in the background, who has just been lapped. It might be Borber, Ritus Borber, in the BMW. As we just have under 30 cars here today, original like 32, but sadly some things do have to come to an end. But anyways, folks, we're back with some more action on track with the Lamborghini of Guaglio, who's looking for an intense fight at the Kyalami ring here today, as we are looking for some more events to capture some more interesting details. But anyways, we'll go for some cool, interesting overtakes. Where is there some? We can see a few people coming into the pits now. Should we go for some pit lane cameras, or should we go for a overhead walk around, well, back around the track? Which might be an interesting one to see here today. We're just seeing them come through. Yeah, come through Clubhouse now. It's going to be quite a dark race for the remainder of the day, as it's just turning to full pitch dark. I'm going to go on this curve and see how drivers are taking this today. See if they're using the curve at all, and how big of a advantage it might give them. As we're going to see a nice BMW coming through of J Steele and the Porsche of Tom Otti, as we might try and go towards them now, but could be an interesting battle for the lead for the rest of the day, as we're on board with Xander in the Porsche and the 991, who is currently at the top of the circuit, Crowthorne. No, the bottom of the circuit. May I correct myself? Making a nice entrance through Barbecue, as it looks like it could be a decent standoff for his position for P22. As the car behind is roughly around 20 seconds, so he looks like that he's got at least that one in the back for the 22nd spot. I'm going to go further up in the field and want to see where Keddy is, as he's just under 15 seconds from the pack. So, folks, I'm gonna go on mute and see. You can just enjoy how loud and grateful this sound of the Audi is. Well, this new Audi is. Here today at the Kyalami circuit in South Africa. But anyways, we're back at the Kyalami circuit, and we're going to go to near the front of the pack if we can. Well, actually, we're not hang on board with Finis Bofa, the McLaren. He looks like he might be doing some interesting manoeuvres, trying to stay away from that P15 spot. But P15 spot, Kutzrail might have done his pit stop now, which he clearly has, with the green mark next to his name. But what other interesting battles have we got? Looks like there might be one for P8 on the grid. P6, I mean, folks, as the Porsche going down at the main straight and into turn 2, which is Crowthorne, goes a little bit wide, which allows the McLaren to close the gap. You can see the lights in the background now. Or is that a BMW now? Because it's all changed around. So yeah, the BMW is behind, but that's not the fighting position. That's just Confederacy being trailed by Borbet, if I'm correct. But anyways, the number 10 is on the back of the number 333 as they go through the S's. Now we can get a nice onboard view through Leucop and down the hill to Mineshaft. Now but anyways folks, we can clearly see that the Porsche of Confederacy is getting onto the back of Verbovic for that P6 spot, as the number 10 car gets a 10-second penalty, as McGregor, our race leader, gets a stop and go 30-second because he might have sped in the pit lane. So that leaves Jay Steele to possibly go for this race, as Otti is up behind him in the number 69 car, who's just behind there. But anyways, folks, Otti is currently in P1 as our race leader, has got into the pits lane. So I'm going to go back down the pack, a bit like how Travis Scott went down back down the block. And we're going to go on board with Mattioli in this lime green McLaren. We're going to quickly save the replay so we can give these drivers a good, got some good shots. As Jonathan Steele comes out of the pits lane here, and will try and make his way up to the up to Crowthorne as he goes through up to Barbecue. Now, oh, it's had a little bit of a glitch. As you just see him come round the corner now, followed by the spray of lights behind by Finis Bofa and Matthias Mayer, and also Von Ringston, who's not pitted yet, and Xander's behind him. So can we get a good battle potentially on board of this Porsche now? Get a nice close-up view. Anyways, Patrick Zander is going to go for a move around the outside of the Audi, and it looks like he might be able to make it stick, but he's kind of try and leave it till a later race, later point in the race. So maybe we can see some more opportunities for Mr. Zander as they are making their way through the last corner and going down to turn 1. Turn 1 here now come. The gap is left over open for Zander as Von Ringston is just left out in the dry. He's probably going to come in for the pits now, as we're going to see him going through barbecue as the Porsche is just having a little bit of a sim twitch. But we're going to go back down the track and watch Mr. Jonathan Steele in the BMW of the 29. My mate who does karting for me will be very happy if he saw number 29 in the podium steps, even though he already wins. So anyways, we're going to see a potential change in lead sometime soon, as RT is going to try and come into the pits. Not right now, but hopefully soon, so we can have a bit more of a title fight. Where can we find Otti on the track? Is he going to come into the pits this lap as he's making his way around Sunset now, looking for any little skirmish to gain up time? So the undercut for Jonathan Steele, doesn't work, as we're seeing him just get any advantages through the S's in the Porsche, as it's supposed to be the fastest car around this track. According to some of my mates, but I don't know how clear that is. But anyways, the Porsche is just making this nice getaway through the field today. Here at Kyalami. But anyways, going through Cheetah now. And is he going to pit in a second? No, he's not. He's going to play the long game with just under 38 minutes, just over 38 minutes left of this race. So his tyres might still be in good shape by the end of this race, as maybe Steele's might have been a bit chucked in the bin. Well, might want to be chucked in the bin soon, as I want to go on board with Keddy if we can. Keddy in the Audi, following behind. Steele. No, it's not. It's just another BMW up ahead. Can I try and? Yeah, it's Guardbeat that Keddy is now following through Luricop and possibly down to Mineshaft, as RT is still not pitted. Should that be worrying that his tyres might go off soon, or does it mean that his tyres are in very good shape, as Keddy's in P3 now and looks like he's probably going to stay there for the rest of the race, as the 789 Ferrari is on the back of him, as we can just see Keddy in the background, just being another part of the scenery, as the BMW goes a little bit wide. Nothing to be worried about. But yeah. Now here he comes. Keddy's on the back of a potential P2, because Otti needs to come into pits, but he doesn't know when. And pretty much everybody's pitted except for our race leader and Kefedzik, who's got a 10-second penalty in this race, so that's no good for him. Maybe can we get on board with Myberg, as it's just a little bit of a twizzle the game, but we're going to see what Myberg can do behind Finis Bofa, as he's looking for a potential fight as they go through the backstretch and down to Mineshaft. And Myberg is trying to look solid, but it's not making it, as we're going to go on board with the number 8, following Lotus behind for that P14 spot, as Lotus is roughly around 6 seconds away from your P13 spot, Matoli, but it can come down to a very good end as we just have over 35 minutes left in this race, and your number 8 goes a little bit slower that lap, but I'm going to go on board with Matoli, if we can find him on track. When is Otti's going to go into the pits is a really big question. He's going into pits now. Will this be a good opportunity for Steele to steal the lead of the race? I generally didn't think of that point, as we see Nikolic just spin at I can't remember where that was, but we're going to go and try and find Steele, which is Jonathan Steele is making his way through the final turns now. Through the crocodiles he goes, and is that going to be Otti coming out the pit lanes in a second? We're going to see. And now hold on, we might as well just quickly do this, folks. As Jonathan Steele's just coming down the main straight, and the 69 car is just leaving his pit stall, as you can see on the mini map. Yeah, so the 69 just left his pit stall. He's crossed the right line, so will that be a penalty maybe for Otti? Well, I don't think that's too serious at the moment, as he goes through turn 2 of the wonderful Kyalami circuit. Anyways, folks, Otti has not done a smart strategy for himself, left himself do more work, in my opinion, as they're going through for maybe the 30-second lap. Right, anyways, it looks like Otti's just going to fall back maybe a tiny bit, or is he going to gain as he comes over the start finish straight, 8 seconds behind, as we have just over 32 minutes left of this race, and it's making me get a little bit of a sweat on as he comes through turn 2 of Crowthorne. Jeez. As Kun is the only one to not have pitted this race, if we can try and find him on track, as everybody's jumbled up in this 1 hour and a half minute race. If I can get on board with Kun, who's in the Hornet Racing team. But anyways, Kun is just going through the S's now, followed by Lotus, who has pitted, and is looking for a potential P12 spot. as he really closes the gap coming up to there. Yeah, he really closes the gap up to Kun now, as it looks like a potential overtake for P12. As who's that just going wide? Lotus, as he allows the Porsche to really gain an advantage. I think that's Otti there in P2, the white Porsche of 69. Very funny joke, but not tonight. As the McLaren goes a little bit wide, allowing Lotus to get up the inside. Justin Lotus, he really just got just in the gap there for that P12 spot as he updates himself on the leaderboard there. We'll see if what about using ACC broadcaster? You can jump directly to cars into. Okay, thanks. I'll actually have a look at that after the race today, but sadly, we've got to use this version of mouse and keyboard, not ACC broadcaster. But yeah, I will definitely have a look. Like I said, NMR Porsche on Discord if you want to hit me up and give me some feedback. That'd be great. Anyways, what is the closest battle on the grid? I'm going to probably guess that it's the one for P11, is it? Which we were viewing, but the number 8 car of Adrian Devereux is on the move from Bofa, as Bofa. Wait, hold on, what? Wait, is that not Bofa? Oh yeah, there's Bofa. As we're looking for him. But Bofa's on the back, going through Crocodiles and now through Cheetah. As yeah, he's going through now, going a little bit wide from the curb. Probably a safe option there. Going through now, as it's making the cars look extremely cool. This race here today at FRL. Let me have a good view of what other events there are on today at FRL. Well, not today, but all over the this next week, maybe, if that would be a good idea to see. But let's see now. What events can we find for FRL? But right now we're on board with Kyalami, and on Wednesdays at 7 PM tomorrow night we do have the Ferrari World Tour, which should be a good laugh, and it does have a few people interested. Next, on Thursday at 8 PM we do have the new FRL British GT for Season 1 and Round 1, I believe, which should be a good race. And also on the Thursday night, Thunder night, is the PS4 just pure sim gear race, which is open to all drivers on PS4. And on Friday night at 8 PM we do have the Pure Sim Gear Challenge, sponsored by Pure Sim Gear, as you probably guessed, which is going to be a really good stance to see who can be the king of Laguna Seca this week. And but let's get back to the racing here at Kyalami, as we're seeing both going a little bit wide. Hopefully you didn't miss any of the action while I was reading out to you what events we had on this week further on, as they go down the main straight towards Crowthorne now. But Finis Bofa going a little bit wide, but gains some position back for that P13 spot. As Kun's on the back, that's a spin. Penalty probably for Kun, who's already hampered by his pit strategy, probably, in the Hornet racing car. As it's really left finished Botha out to dry at the moment, so that's not very good for him. But Botha, I feel like, has been played a little bit hard with his cards. As he's struggling a little bit now. He's still going around. You see that rear end having a little bit of a struggle there. But we're going to go back to near the front of our grid, which is going to be Jonathan Steele, who's just making his way round the track and trying to stay in that lead for another 25.5 minutes in this very dark Kyalami race, even though it's only 8 o'clock here, well, at 10 past 8. But yeah, we're going to try and see something good out of this race as we're on board with Ringston, Jesper von Ringston, the Danishman, going around turn 2 in the alley, getting caught up by a BMW, but that is not position, well, for position here, as we're on board with our race leader, Jonathan Steele, who's been remarkable this race, absolutely shredded the whole pack. As Tom Ottey seems to have made up a few tenths on our race leader, Jonathan Steele. And all this racing is making me get a lump in my in the back of my mouth. It's really it's really a striking one. As we just see the Porsche go around Newcop and go down the straight. Who will win today at Kyalami? Steele or Ottey? My bet might be on Ottey, might be on Steele. It's up to you. Maybe if we see Ottey win this, you might get some more channel points. Have that one for a good bet here today, as Jonathan Steele is just manoeuvring his way around some back markers of Glaglio and the Porsche of is that number 10? KS number 10 on the track. I think he's a bit further off my leaderboard, as the Lamborghini just allows him to pass through, going through a corner that I cannot pronounce, sadly. But hopefully, if we predict that maybe Steele might win, with 23 minutes left in this race. But maybe if we can see some more overtakes from Ottey on the back markers, there might be some more opportunities for maybe our race leader to be held up a little bit, as Ottey is really catching up by a second almost with the help of the map markers ahead of Ottey, which will be an effect for Steele, and well, we're just in effect now, as Ottey is, where is currently Ottey on track? Who's got the fastest lap of the race tonight at the Kyalami circuit in South Africa. But anyways, we're going to try and see some interesting racing from our front two leaders, as they're both closing the gap on each other. One being fast, one being slower, and the gap is now 5.7 seconds. So maybe, could this be a potential opportunity for your race leader here today? So we're going to go right on board on top of his car, as this is a nice cool view for everybody to see how what racing line you may take round to these corners, as we're going to get a nice back view of the Porsche going around Sunset now. But yeah, the car's just having a bit of a little bit of a struggle sometimes at the night, as we see a little bit of dirt getting kicked up from just ahead, as Otti has a little bit of a sim twitch coming through these corners here. And I'm going to see him go to Leo Cop now. If you folks have anywhere you would like to see the cars, or who you would like to see the cars, then hit the chat up, and we can sort something out here tonight at the not at the Nürburgring. Sorry folks, I got a little bit confused there. Not at the Nürburgring, but we're going to see how it might go for our drivers as Aussie uses all the curbs here tonight. Anyways, folks, let's see how our gap is doing on the two leaders, and 5 seconds, just 5 seconds to our race leader, and the gap has really increased. Hopefully, we can see the lap times really increase. And here's your current lap board, as we can see only that our 2 cars. Only 3 cars are on the main lap, the lead lap. But let's go back to the racing. But yeah, a few more getting on the lead lap now. We're going to go back to the broadcast here. So Artie's currently got roughly around 4.3 seconds to our race leader, Jay Steele. This is currently Delta, if you're wondering, folks, to your race leader. So maybe I shouldn't have betted on the Twitch channel for Steele, because it looks like this battle is going to intense right up for our leaders here today. Hopefully we can get a nice last 5-minute race round here, as they're entering the final few 10 minutes, well, final few 20 minutes of this race. So more of a sprint now for Mr. Tom Otti to try and get that win. We're going to quickly switch back to the main standings now, as Otti is just under 4 and well, hold on, what's he on now? Otti on 4.1 seconds away from your race leader. It's going to be an interesting battle, see who can win this. We're going to switch battles for a quick second and go back down to your P19 and P20 battle. And there's been a collision between the Spaniard and the Porsche of Xander, I believe. I need to find out who that was, but there's going to be a lot of penalties enforced, definitely down the back of the field. McGregor's, I feel like McGregor has had a very unlucky race. Sorry folks that I'm clicking through all these cars, but I feel like McGregor has had a very unfortunate race at the moment. He's yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate one for him, as he led the race, but then he started to deteriorate, and now he got a 30 second stop and go. So maybe we can see this, but anyways, we're going to go back to our lead fight here today at Kyalami, and we're going to go on board with your P2 person, who's just 4 seconds away. But anyways, I'm going to see if we can gain any time on the person ahead for the potential top set on the podium at this amazing race here at Kyalami. But anyways, we're just trying to see how much time he can make up. Now he's slowing down a tiny bit, so maybe he's used his tyres too much and has allowed Steele to just get away with the win, maybe. But hopefully it allows some more action soon, as we're going to see him go around sunsets now. And should be a fun one to see, with maybe some nice battles coming up soon, with some nice overtakes as well. But anyways, folks, we are just coming up to 16 minutes left of this race here tonight at Kyalami for the 90 minutes of well, this mini endurance event, I like to call it. Anyways, folks, Artie's making his manoeuvres, steals for P1, and let's go back through the back of the pack for P18. And we can see a BMW and a Bentley having a little bit of a scrap as well. Xander in the background, so we're going to ride on board with Xander in the hood cam, which will give us a nice little view of how the things are going for him. But anyways, we're going to see maybe a few overtakes from the Bentley right now, as he's going to go onto the back of the BMW and have a little bit of a cheeky nibble at the rear bumper. We're going to quickly switch to the Bentley as he comes round into Leo Cop. Maybe there's a better camera for this one. Yeah, there it is. He's on the move. He's on the move, folks. And looks like he's going to make some nice little gains on the car ahead, which is the BMW, which is still ahead. Oh wait, no, has it switched around? Yes, it has. And the Bentley's been overtook by the Porsche, which isn't very good on his behalf. Anyways, folks, we'll go back to some good battles between Maya and potentially well, Kun's gone in the pits now, and Reza's already in there. Yeah, Nyrex coming in for some more pit stops. Is Kun going to come out the pits very time soon? Probably not, so we're going to switch on to Tom Otti, which was a very switch move. Is he going to improve the gap? 3.4 seconds. That's a very good increase for Mr. Otti, as he's making his way down into Crawford now. Are we going to see any more time gains for this this man here? Hopefully some more time can be experimented and made here, as we'll see him come through sunset in a second now. But we can see him just casually making his way around the track. And it looks like maybe we can see some cool calm events on the cars ahead for Tom Otti to maybe get that lead position. Have I just oh, sorry folks, I've just done something. Oh geez, sorry folks, I've just messed it up. Sorry, cars. Yeah, sorry. I just realised something. I'm trying to create the podium screen here for our race tonight. So sorry if I'm waffling on a bit, because I'm doing two things at once, trying to create the podium scenes for our race winners here today. But how's Keddy doing? Keddy is in the pits. No, he's not. He's currently on track, just trailing behind, and is trying to do well. But RT is now closing the gap on your race leader. You see him in the head. Well, yeah, just going through to barbecue now. And the McLaren's only thing stopping, and his only thing in between, Jace, Jonathan Steele and Tom Otti for that P1 spot. which is going to be an interesting fight for the title and Kyalami, as they are on the 45th lap of the race. A bit of a flash there. The McLaren's going to have to move out the way, unless if that's going to be a bit of a... Yep, he does, as they are coming through down the S's. Is Tom Ottey looking for that P1 position. We're going to go on board with Steele, who's casually making his way through Leocop, but is on a hurry now, as we've got just under 11 minutes now. A tight entrance and exit through down the hill to Mineshaft. Now they go. Ottey is going to be on the back, possibly. As they are, obviously going through Mineshaft. And Steele's already going through Crocodiles. Has the Porsche uses all that curb there, which allows him to make a smooth entrance into maybe a potential fight. I need to stop waffling, folks, because this is about to get serious. So we are having a bit of... Matoli is a 16-year-old kid having his grandma and his mum watching. Please give him 36 of glory. Onboard cam. Sure. He's currently in P10 in the McLaren. Sorry for the constant spam of clicking through cars and stuff. But he's doing quite well. Getting chased down by Lotus. This is a battle that we should definitely watch, actually, without the prompt. He's doing quite well now. Getting followed by Lotus now. Hopefully he can keep that P10 spot and round it out to the end of the race, as just under 10 minutes to go. Coming up to 8:30 at night in game time. The Italian's doing it very well. The 16-year-old going down to turn 2. Crowthorne now. Come behind. Lotus is on the bumper now. Hopefully the Italian can make it stick for that P10 spot, as Lotus is having an amazing race, making his way through the pack. It's probably been a bit of fun for him today, as it's not really fun for the 46 now, as he goes through Sunset. Potentially we can see some battle coming up soon, but hopefully one that resembles a lot of sportsmanship for both these drivers, as we see the Hybrid Academy car going through the S's now, following the 46. Now going up to Louis Cop and looking down the inside, and he's keeping his he's keeping it up, and he's going a little bit wider than Lotus did. So maybe through Mineshaft he might give a little bit of Lotus a little bit of a tow. Coming through the Crocodiles now, taking a little bit more of an inside line, forcing Lotus a little bit wider than normal. But hopefully it should be a good idea for them to come through now into the final turn now. And Lotus has gone... Yeah, he's doing alright now. Lotus having a good run now. No worries, my mate in the chat. We will happily give anybody some stream time if asked for. It creates memories, and it creates long memories. And someone's chopped out the 100-meter board. But anyways, Matterley is making his way through to barbecue, as the corner's called, surprisingly. We can see that pit lane there, which I'm not sure what it's for. It might be for the F1 when they used to come here. But anyways, he's coming through turn, well, he's coming through Sunset now. I don't know which turn it is, which I think it's turn 6. And well, anyway, he's coming through to Clubhouse. And how is our leaders doing? 1.5 seconds. But we're going to stay on these guys, because these are flying for a battle now. And we'll go to those final few minutes for the leaders in a minute, as it's going to get a tight fight for P10 in a second. Maybe the Italian of the number 46 McLaren can keep it there, as it looks like the McLaren can get a very good getaway compared to the BMW, which will definitely help his way through Mineshaft now, as they go through to the Crocodiles, using all the track there, which is quite wide, Kyalami. So we'll see how that happens, and it's just 5 tenths between these two these two runners, these midfield runners, well, not just midfield, they're more up through the pack as they are, and just over 6 minutes left. We might have to go to our front two leaders because they're edging a gap maybe. We may have a quick look in a second. But some great racing from the 16-year-old, and he's gone a little bit wide. What's happened? It's a shame. It's a shame that he's gone wide, and he's lost a spot for P10. Hopefully, he can make some ground back on Lotus in the 269, and sadly, it might be the end of that P10 spot for him, as we see car number 10 get a 10-second penalty. Anyways, we're going to have to go to our leaders now, because they're in a scrap, and not just a scrap, a good old scrap. As we just see Jonathan Steele ahead, as Otti goes a little bit wide, and it's not going to be beneficial for our top, not going to be beneficial for the fight for the title, a bit like a WWE belt around here. As they're coming down the straight. And who's that ahead? Is that the 789 ahead on the Ferrari? No, it's not actually. It's number 8 of I don't know how to pronounce that one, sadly. But we're going to go back to your race leader, Steele, who's getting followed by Otti for that P1 spot, as we just have under 5 minutes left of the race. It's not going to go smooth for the race win here today at Kyalami, as it goes half past now. The clock strikes half past, and there's a car in the wall. There's a BMW of the Balber in the wall for LT Racing. Hopefully, he can get the car back on track. But we're going back to our leaders, and he's getting held up by a map marker. Is your leader today, Jonathan Steele, in the JSR? What can happen here? And the BMW's going to let him go. But that was a little bit of a block there, and the BMW's going to have to yield another place for the Porsche of Tom Otti, and the flashes go on, and a little bit of a swerve, but it's alright because the position has been yielded, and they're going through Leo Cop now, turn 11, going down towards Mineshaft as they go now. Is it going to be a race in the last 4 minutes of this race? And I'm going to see how much this can be gained on these people. But anyways, we're back on board without any back markers. Clean road up ahead. The next car that's ahead of them has just gone past the finishing line. Well, quite far past the kink now. You might be able to see them down in the distance now. But Tom Otti is right on the back, just under a second. If this was F1, he would have DRS, but sadly we're in a better spot now, as they're on the 50th lap now, as they're coming through the little S's, or junkie set, as they're going through barbecue, and now this is going to be very good for Jonathan Steele if he can hold this out for the race win here today. And Otti might not have enough gas left, well, not gas, but might not have enough steam left to carry him for the race, as it's just coming over the coming past the S's in a second now. Using that curb is Tom Otti, and using this one as well, using every track limit he can without being penalised, and going through Leo Cop now. The BMW is making a getaway if he can possibly. Tom Otti, who was on pole here today at Kyalami, is might not win here because sadly there was a little bit of a scrap at the start. But if we had to do a drive of the day, I would probably go with Steele. Steele's been a solid contender for the drive, but also I want to go with McGregor, because McGregor's been he was solid. I think I might go with McGregor, but Steele and McGregor are my top two. But my sympathy points go to possibly the 46 Italian of Mattioli, who sadly went wide at turn 2 of Crowthorne, but hopefully he can gain back as he just won there 1.5 seconds. I had a little bit of a moment in the brain then, but never mind, as 7 tenths separate our leaders. Just over 1 minute left of the race. Final lap is out, or is it actually? I'm not too sure. It could be, as the BMW just lets everybody by, as it's coming down to a tight battle. We want to try and see if we can get some action from these two here, as is it going to be a last lap, as they've got just under half the circuit left, coming back through the pack. But yeah, anyways, we're going to try and see these two battling out for the finish. And are they going to have enough time to do another lap? Will it give Otti another time to live? Steele, you can see Otti's headlights. That's how close. You can see the shadow in front of Steele, as the Aldi's goes wide to let him by. And it's going to be one more racing lap here at Kyalami. Last lap for both of these drivers. We're on board with Otti here today at Kyalami, going for the P1, and the flashers come out to get the distractions out. And turn 1, what's going to happen? Is it going to be a send for Thomas Otti? And no, it's going to be an early break, allowing the race leader to just get away nicely. But no, it's going to be a tight one. Otti is on the back and is going to go for the lunge, but it doesn't work out yet. But he's keeping his nose there for a potential scrap, going through the back stretch and down to Sunset now. Well, up to Sunset and down it. Now they come, the Porsche closes. Is he going to use all the track limits? Yes, he is. There, and into Clubhouse now they go, on the back for the final time through the S's they're going to go through now. And is there there's going to be any time for Tom Otti at Kyalami as coming out the S's on the way back round? Has there been an accident? Probably. I think if you look at the mini map now, there's yellow, and Otti goes a little bit wide, but still gets the run out of it perfectly. We're going to see these two folks try and make it for the win, and Otti might have lost it. Otti might have not got enough steam left as they're coming through the crocodiles now, and right on the bumper goes Tom Otti, forcing Steele to play a mind game with him, and through Cheetah, the second to last corner now. Otti uses the curb. They both use the curb. They're both off track and they're both off stable. And your race leader, Steele, is coming to win the 90 minutes of Kyalami, followed by Tom Otti at a very intense race here today. We're going to quickly go to... hold on, can I just quickly zoom over to... I need to zoom over to the final sector, as we can see all our folks, ignore that, but yeah, we're going to see all these folks come by. As your P3 winner, it's going to be Keddy in the Audi, who's had a great race, just been very unfortunate, but it's been great to see everybody here today at the not the Nürburgring, jeez, see everybody at at Kyalami. It's been phenomenal. I'm just going to put in the chat, please can we have you in for a potential interview. A post-race interview. Make sure you hit up go into post-race interviews and we will drag you through the voice chat. But anyways, it's been a great race as Kenny's finished in P3 and the 789 Ferrari of Castera in P4. McGregor, sympathy has to go out to him in P5, who stormed away for the first half of the race, and Zelenko in the 404 McLaren in P6. In P7 we have Verobike, and in P7 we have Langlio. We'll quickly save the replay. But it's been a sad race. for these folks, for some of them at least. But anyways, folks, it's been nice seeing you. We're going to stick the highlights on and hopefully get some post-race interviews. Don't worry this. We're just going to quickly go like this. And maybe we can get some highlights for you folks. If that's how they work. Which I doubt they do. But anyways, who wants a post-race interview is welcome to. I'm going to watch the start over again for you folks before we head off today. Yeah, so basically, at the start now. If you guys want to see this, it will be in the yeah. So we'll quickly just have a quick look. It's coming through here. So yeah, they're just making their way through. I'm just gonna quickly see what's coastways in. But yeah, making their way through. And yeah, it's RT's on the left. It looks like he's going to go pretty smooth. We're just going to quickly watch the first 5 corners or so. And it's going to be green for the start. So now it goes green. And they're off down to turn 1. Yeah, it's going to be a nice one. Yeah, they're going like 4 wide down into there. And look at the carnage back here. It's like a public lobby, but it's all been sorted out with penalties, and looks cool. Anyways, I want to go on board with just this, and we'll see who wants a post-race interview, which might sadly be no one at the time being. But anyways, folks, tonight's been a great night for racing, and hopefully we can see you guys soon, especially in ACC with FRL, and hopefully we'll catch you next time. But as always, it's bye for now, and we'll catch you later for maybe some more events on ACC.